What's the word? United Nation. Alright, today I'm back with another video. I need a lot of applause. Now, alright. So, I am going to do a spooky story. A spooky story because it was raining. It's not the scene. It's not messed up, no, but it would have been perfect if it was still raining. So get y'all snacks. I got my popsicle. This is another weird combination. I got my little grapes, and I got my honey bun. All right. So in this scary story, I ain't even listened to it yet. We gonna listen to it. Use your imaginations. Alright. In this scary story, these are Home Alone stories. But, y'all know, this is story 1. I don't know how many we gonna do, but this is story 1.
Sydney, Australia.
Alright, I had to leave because my mom, she was calling me. But, it's okay. We're going to start over. I mean, y'all probably couldn't even hear. It was low. I got my speaker here now, and we can hear. So, alright, let's go.
I'm currently in a predicament, and quite frankly, I don't know what to do. I'll start from the beginning. 5 years ago, my next-door neighbor Charlie, or Charles as we call him, informed us of his 14-year-old son's disappearance. He reported it to the police, it was on the news, it was everywhere. Me and my wife felt absolutely awful and always offered to help them out in any way we could. As the years passed with no word of their son, we assumed they eventually came to terms with it and realized the worst had probably happened. Me and my wife never had the nerve to ask if the body ever turned up. Occasionally, Charles and his wife would invite me and my wife over for a barbecue during the warmer months. We noticed neither of the two were ever the same since their son had gone missing. Charles' wife Kathy was always quieter and more reserved, and Charles just seemed more awkward and nervous, both understandable to a certain extent. Fast forward a couple of years later to just last week. Charles came over to me when I was taking out the garbage and asked to borrow a shovel. Without hesitation, I ran to get him my best shovel, not asking why he needed it. He thanked me and said he just had to do some work in his backyard, and he'd get it back to me by tomorrow. He then disappeared into his backyard. I went inside, and when I was by one of my upstairs windows that has a clear view into Charlie's backyard, I could see he was digging out a really big hole in the ground. He seemed to be struggling a bit. He's 56 after all. I figured I'd go grab my second shovel and help him out.
You dummy. You a dummy. Why would you see him digging a real big hole? I mean, you watch scary movies, right? Especially the old ones. They be classic and have somebody digging a big hole, dragging the body in. You dummy. For real.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Alright. The memory got full, like I said, but what I was saying before it cut off was the person in story 1 is like so stupid. I'm gonna just keep saying it. Like you just dumb. You didn't try to contact authorities. I mean, you kind of got a case here. I mean, this makes sense. Somebody died. You see him digging a hole, using your shovel, digging a big hole, covering it back up. Then you see him doing this and he stops and then comes back late at night. Come on now, you guys to be dumb. Alright, story 2.
2 with my family at my current house.
I'm gonna go back. Alright, story 2. Let's listen.
I've lived in 3 houses in my life. 2 with my family and my current house by myself. We lived in the first house for the first 15 years of my life, and the second house the next 7 before I moved out to my current home. This experience happened in my first home when I was 15, within the last few months of my family living in that house. I don't remember my family ever being really friendly with the neighbors. In fact, there were 2 kids living next door with their dad that me and my brother had only talked to maybe once or twice our entire lives, as bizarre as that is, though we did know both of their names, Eric and Todd. One day, me and my brother, who is 5 years younger than me, were outside playing basketball in the driveway. That was when one of the 2 boys next door, Todd, came outside and walked over to us, initiating a conversation. I don't remember what we said to each other quote for quote, but I remember the first thing that he asked us was if it was true that we were moving. As the older brother, I did most, if not all, of the talking. Todd was probably the same age as me. I never actually asked. By the end of the conversation, he invited me to come with he and his brother to shoot BB guns by the river in the woods down the road the next day. I agreed since it was the weekend and I didn't have anything going on anyway. My little brother asked if he could come at the last second, not under the assumption that he was automatically invited as well. Todd said yeah and then walked away. Late the next day, around an hour before dusk, Eric and Todd rang the doorbell. We were quick to answer the door because our parents didn't know that we were going out to shoot BB guns. Walking down the sidewalks with Todd and Eric decked out in camo gear and carrying a duffel bag of BB guns was really strange. The level of seriousness these 2 clearly had in this was really weird to me and my brother, and we kept meeting eyes, holding in our laughter a couple of times because of it. We got to the woods having spoken very few words. I could already tell these 2 were kids of few words. Maybe why we hadn't met them officially until that point. Todd dropped the duffel bag onto the ground and unzipped it, while Eric aggressively snapped a branch off a tree and threw it into the river. Me and my brother looked at each other again, this time not finding it as funny. Todd pulled out a couple of guns and handed them to me and my brother, and that's when Todd dropped the bomb and told us they were real guns.
What?
Eric grabbed a loaded gun from the bag and began firing at trees across the river. When I realized he wasn't joking about the guns being real, I was in a mix of anger and confusion. I grabbed the gun from my brother's hands and placed both of them back in the bag. I told them we weren't comfortable with this and had to leave. Eric stopped firing, and they both looked at us with expressions that seemed half angry. One of the 2 boys yelled a curse word at us as we were walking away. I always had a feeling these 2 were bad kids, but this confirmed it. I told my brother not to speak to them anymore for the remainder of our time living there. We told our parents at the dinner table that night that they were really weird kids, but we didn't mention the gun thing. I woke up that night to a breeze of cold air hitting me in the face. My window was open all the way. I felt something hard press up against the back of my head as I was looking out the window.
Listen here. Listen here. See, if I know that these kids are bad and I feel a cold breeze, meaning that to me, that means the window open, and something press up against me, be prepared. Be prepared. It's either get killed or kill. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
We all die. You either kill yourself or get killed.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Listen, all jokes aside, I'm not about to do this with nobody. One, why were they mad that they ain't want to shoot no guns? Come on now. I wouldn't even do it. I don't know y'all. Y'all got real guns? I don't know y'all. No, sir. You can go ahead and then feel some type of way because you a psychopath and just shoot me because you crazy. I don't know you. Why do I look like shooting guns with you? Huh? Yeah, alright. And then I feel a cold breeze and something touched me. I think that's what he said. Hey, Ooh, that's creepy. Look at the glare on my eyes, my glasses. But anyways, hey, don't try me. Let's listen.
Window, and somebody behind me going, shh, shh. Somehow I didn't scream or jump. I just stayed calm. I was able to understand what was going on surprisingly quickly. I heard Todd's voice in a whisper behind my head. He told me if I ever told anybody, especially his dad, about the guns or the visit, he would come back and kill me and my entire family. I replied in a quiet, shaky...
Was I right? He a psychopath. I gotta find my popsicle. That's what I'm looking for. I cannot find it. I mean, it's the popsicle is supposed to be cold. I'm reaching around. I feel nothing cold. One moment. Oh my goodness, bro. Where's my popsicle? I ate everything. I ate everything. I cannot find my popsicle. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. It was right in front of my face. I'm blind. Alright, back to the story. But I was right. He a psychopath. Why didn't you tell him not to tell your dad when he was there? You just probably up late at night thinking, dang, what if he tell my dad? I gotta go in this dual window and threaten him. Come on now.
Voice. Okay. He pushed my head with his gun before leaving through my window. Every night thereafter for months, I would catch either Todd or Eric at a certain window of their house, looking into either my or my brother's room. Their behavior became more and more strange as we got closer to the date of our move. Just a week before we moved, a rock was thrown at my window one night at like 1 a.m. I opened my window and saw Todd aiming a pistol up at the window, and feeling like I was about to die, I dove for the ground, only to hear the two boys crack up in laughter. I heard one of them refer to me as a retard. There were 2 other instances that week where the two would harass either me or my brother, and ultimately I couldn't think of a more perfect time for us to have moved and gotten out of there.
Another question. If all this going on, why you didn't tell your parents? And how couldn't the parents hit a rock being thrown at the window? I don't know. But listen, why wouldn't you tell your parents that all this happening? If I'm being harassed and people aiming pistols at my head and laughing about it and throwing rocks in my windows and call me out my name, first you gonna catch this because you're using a weapon. Now I get to use one. 2, I'm telling family members, and you will either be arrested or we just gonna do something about it. Because I can't have nobody threatening me and having me all scared for my life and now I'm happy to move. No. What do I look like? I'm about to tell my mama, my daddy, whoever else want to know. And we either gonna tell authorities or we just gonna do something about it. Come on now, we can't. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm not gonna be defenseless. No. I'm not gonna be scared and defenseless. Oh my gosh.
Where?
Anyways, back to the story.
After all these years, neither me nor my brother told anybody about the boys or their threats. All I know is those 2 boys were trouble, and it was a good thing we got out of there when we did.
I'm super excited because this is Savage.
Oh my God, it's an ad.
If it's your first time buying, get your 2 bras for $29 and 50% off.
Alright, I'm gonna just call it the end of the video because I have 4 minutes left on my memory. I only deleted a few videos because my sister wants me to send the rest to her phone and I haven't done that yet, so I'm not gonna delete them. I'm gonna save them. Okay? And alright, that was the end of the video. I can say we could do better on the stories that weren't scary. We gonna do spirits the next time because those are scarier. Those are scarier. And I guess hope y'all enjoyed the video. I was munching down on these snacks because they gone. Yeah, everything gone. I ain't eat some of these grapes because it was busted. But, alright, that's the end of my video. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your granny. Come watch my video because it only gets better. Alright.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond.